Identity theft is top of mind the more we hear about data breaches, and it's not just adults who need to worry. Kids are becoming victims. Gina Mangieri is always investigating and explains what steps you can take to protect your child. Gina?
Joe, we often think only adults or people with credit cards and loans are at risk for identity theft, but kids can be victims too. In fact, they're the ideal target.
The unprecedented Equifax breach has everyone thinking about identity theft if you've ever opened a credit account. A local attorney taking class action on behalf of Hawaii victims says
children are involved in the compromise for sure.
Children who have never yet applied for a credit card or a loan, but someone impersonating them may have.
The fact that the age does not track with the Social Security number is not problematic at all. There's no creditors alerting 6-year-olds about any problems at all until they turn 18 and they want to go and buy their car. And they go, oh, wait, look, you have terrible credit because you've run up all this debt and never paid. And what the hackers do is they don't use your address, so you don't know about anything.
For the latest breach, adults are told by Equifax to check their Social Security numbers to see if thieves got their info. But
as parents are checking their own Social Security numbers, should they go ahead and type in the child's just to see?
Absolutely, they absolutely should.
But potential child ID theft did not start there and is unlikely to end there either. Nationally, 1 out of 40 households has been impacted by identity theft affecting minors in the household. We asked Hawaii prosecutors about it.
You do see cases of child identity theft in Hawaii?
Absolutely. You know, part of the problem is children, like everyone else, have a Social Security number, and children have a clean credit report. And the problem is that when they're a victim, you don't find out about it for years and years.
And the perpetrator is not always a stranger or distant hackers who sell stolen Social Security numbers by the tens of thousands.
About a quarter of the cases that we see involving children, the perpetrator turns out to be a parent or someone known to the child.
The head of Hawaii's Consumer Protection Office explains usual motives.
Family members, their own credit may be terrible, so they'll use the child's identity to get what they want to do. It may be out of an act of desperation, or it may be another member of the family who's just trying to take advantage of the situation.
We wanted to know, can you block people from opening credit under a minor's ID? Come January 1st, 2018, you can.
We recently joined, I think it was 25 or so other states, in which parents now, or guardians, can create a record with the credit reporting agency regarding the minor. And what that does is that you create a record and then you can freeze the record. Previously, I mean, a minor has no record, so there's nothing to freeze.
And right now, you can find out if your kid's identity has already been tapped. First, call the credit bureaus directly and ask.
If a child's identity has already been victimized and there's been credit obtained from that, what happens next? What should they do?
Well, the first thing you should do is get a copy of the credit report. Contact everyone who is listed as a creditor on there. Contact them directly. Put a fraud alert. Put a freeze on.
Authorities advise, take an inventory and treat your child's personally identifiable information as a valuable asset.
They also need to make sure their children's personal information is guarded, limit access to that information, limit where the information is stored, and then educate their children about the dangers of disseminating that information.
If a sports club or even a school is asking you for a Social Security number, you really need to ask, what do you need this for?
Kids themselves can be especially cautious online, in social media, and on cellular phones.
I know everybody likes to put their birth date out there, people on Facebook, a lot of people put their birth date out there, but that's another identifying marker for people.
And if older kids do get the privilege of a debit or credit card account or are allowed to make purchases online, use a multi-step process that goes beyond just a username and password sign-in.
I think it's very, very important that they use two-factor authentication involving financial accounts, email accounts, e-commerce accounts. The perpetrator won't have access to the child's phone or the PIN to the child's phone. So that is one of the best security features that children can take advantage of right now to protect themselves.
Another key thing is to report suspected child ID theft to police. If someone is caught and losses are more than $20,000, it's a mandatory 20-year prison term. There are statute of limitations ranging from 3 to 6 years, something prosecutors say lawmakers should consider extending. We'll follow up to see if any changes are proposed. Gina Mangieri, KHON 2 News.